Katharine Hepburn was born on May 12, 1907 in Hartford, Connecticut, USA. She passed away on June 29, 2003 at the age of 96. Her parents were Katharine Martha Houghton Hepburn and Dr. Thomas Norvell Hepburn. Hepburn is remembered as one of Hollywood's most iconic and influential actresses. She was known for her independence, fierce wit, and unconventional style. Over her 6-decade career, she won 4 Academy Awards for Best Actress, a record unmatched. Audiences admired her for rejecting Hollywood norms and creating her own path. Her impact was not only cinematic, but also cultural, inspiring women worldwide. Hepburn grew up in a wealthy yet socially progressive household. Her father, Thomas, was a successful urologist at Hartford Hospital. Her mother, Katharine Martha, was a suffragist and strong advocate for women's rights. The Hepburn household encouraged open discussions about politics, society, and gender roles. Katharine was the second of 6 children. Her siblings were Thomas Jr., Richard, Robert, Margaret, and Marion. The family often faced criticism for their progressive views. Katharine admired her mother's activism deeply. She accompanied her mother to suffrage demonstrations as a child. This exposure built her confidence to challenge traditions later in life. Katharine was athletic from a young age, enjoying swimming, tennis, and golf. She was considered a tomboy and resisted conventional femininity. At age 13, tragedy struck when her beloved brother Tom died by suicide. His death left a lifelong impact, and Katharine used his birthday as her own 4 years. Education was central to the Hepburn household. Katharine attended Hartford's Oxford School and later went to Bryn Mawr College. At Bryn Mawr, she majored in history and philosophy. She initially struggled academically but found passion in theater. The college's drama department became her gateway to acting. Hepburn graduated in 1928, determined to become an actress. Immediately after graduation, she joined Edwin H. Knopp's repertory company. Her first roles were small but allowed her to gain stage experience. She debuted on Broadway in Night Hostess, 1928, though briefly. Her early performances were criticized for her unusual voice and mannerisms. To improve, she trained with vocal coaches in New York. Her breakthrough came with The Warrior's Husband, 1932. Her athletic performance impressed critics and casting agents. Hollywood took notice, and soon RKO Pictures signed her. Her first film was A Bill of Divorcement, 1932, opposite John Barrymore. Her fresh energy and unique style captured audiences. This debut made her an overnight star. In 1933, she starred in Morning Glory, winning her first Oscar. In 1935, Alice Adams earned her another Oscar nomination. Despite success, she faced criticism for being too strong-willed. By the late 1930s, several of her films flopped. She was labeled box office poison by exhibitors. However, Hepburn never gave up. She returned to Broadway, starring in The Philadelphia Story in 1939. The play became a sensation and revived her reputation. She bought the film rights and sold them to MGM on the condition she would star. The movie version 1940, opposite Cary Grant and James Stewart, was a smash hit. It re-established her as Hollywood royalty. Adam's Rib 1949, a witty courtroom comedy with Spencer Tracy. Alice Adams, 1935, earned Hepburn her second Oscar nomination. Bringing Up Baby 1938, a screwball comedy, later a classic. Death Set 1957, a romantic comedy with Tracy. Guess Who's Coming to Dinner 1967A, groundbreaking film on interracial marriage. Holiday 1938, paired again with Cary Grant. The African Queen 1951, with Humphrey Bogart, earned her another Oscar nomination. The Lion in Winter 1968, won her third Oscar for portraying Eleanor of Aquitaine. The Philadelphia Story 1940, her triumphant comeback film. Woman of the Year 1942. First collaboration with Spencer Tracy on Golden Pond 1981. Won her fourth and final Oscar. Overall, Hepburn starred in more than 40 feature films. Many of her films are considered classics of American cinema. Hepburn won 4 Academy Awards for Best Actress. She was nominated 12 times in total. She received 2 BAFTA awards. She won an Emmy Award for her television work. She earned numerous Golden Globe nominations. In 1999, the American Film Institute ranked her the greatest female star of classic Hollywood cinema. She received the Kennedy Center Honors in 1990. Hepburn also received Lifetime Achievement Awards from the Screen Actors Guild. She was celebrated worldwide as an icon of resilience and independence. Hepburn valued her privacy fiercely. She disliked Hollywood gossip columns. Her style was famously unconventional. She wore trousers long before it was common for women. She married once, to Ludlow Ogden Smith, in 1928. The marriage ended in divorce in 1934. Hepburn never remarried. She had a legendary romantic relationship with actor Spencer Tracy. They appeared in 9 films together. Their partnership lasted 26 years, until Tracy's death in 1967. Hepburn never discussed it publicly until after Tracy's widow passed. Off-screen, she lived simply, preferring the countryside over Hollywood glamour. She loved gardening, painting, and tennis. Hepburn also enjoyed sailing on Long Island Sound. She wrote autobiographies, including Me. Stories of My Life. She was known for her sharp wit and honesty. Hepburn valued independence over societal approval. She never had children and often said her career was her life. She maintained close ties with her extended family. Katharine Hepburn transformed the image of women in cinema. She rejected submissive roles and brought strong female characters to life. Her characters often spoke their minds, defied tradition, and pursued ambition. She became a feminist symbol in Hollywood. In Canada, her films aired widely, inspiring generations of actresses. In the UK, she was celebrated for her theatrical background and intellect. In the US, she was hailed as a national treasure. Her long collaboration with Spencer Tracy became a Hollywood legend. She is remembered for blending strength with vulnerability on screen. Even in old age, she continued acting with dignity and passion. On Golden Pond proved her ability to command audiences even at 74. Younger stars, from Meryl Streep to Cate Blanchett, cite her as an influence. Blanchett won an Oscar for portraying her in The Aviator, 2004. Hepburn's legacy is one of courage, resilience, and trailblazing artistry. Hepburn was an accomplished athlete and swam almost daily into her 80 segundos. She preferred natural beauty and rarely wore makeup off-screen. She despised interviews, often turning down publicity events. She suffered from a genetic neurological tremor later in life. Despite health struggles, she continued to act in her 80s. She lived most of her later years in Old Saybrook, Connecticut. Hepburn rejected the idea of being a role model, but inspired millions. She was fiercely self-reliant, driving her own car well into her 80s. Her distinctive New England accent became part of her persona. She never attended the Oscar ceremonies, even when she won. When she finally appeared at the Oscars in 1974, it was to present an award. She credited her longevity to exercise, fresh air, and self-discipline. Hepburn outlived nearly all her contemporaries from Hollywood's golden age. She published 2 memoirs in her later years. She disliked the title legend, preferring to be seen as simply herself. Seance aside, if you obey all the rules, you miss all the fun. Katharine Hepburn's life was not about fitting in, but about standing out. She redefined what it meant to be a Hollywood actress. She gave women permission to be bold, fearless, and authentic. Her for Oscars remain a record, but her real achievement lies in how she inspired generations. She faced rejection, failure, and criticism, yet reinvented herself. Her career is proof of perseverance and artistic courage. Today, her films are studied in film schools worldwide. Her story is told in books, documentaries, and retrospectives. She is celebrated across continents, from Broadway to London's West End. To this day, cinephiles around the world cherish her body of work. She became the bridge between old Hollywood and modern cinema. Her work challenged stereotypes and cultural taboos. She remains a global role model for independence. Hepburn's films continue to air on classic movie channels internationally. Audiences in Canada, the UK, and the US still admire her wit and spirit. She showed that women could lead films with power and grace. Her longevity in film set the standard for actresses worldwide. When she died in 2003, tributes poured from every corner of the globe. Newspapers called her the last great star of Hollywood's golden age, Film critics hailed her as timeless. Her funeral was private, reflecting her lifelong preference for privacy. Yet, her life remains public through her films. Her career arc is still studied as an example of resilience. Katharine Hepburn will forever stand as Hollywood's boldest trailblazer. She left behind not just movies, but a way of living. She proved independence could be glamorous. She proved talent could outshine scandal. She proved authenticity could become iconic. Katharine Hepburn remains immortal in cinema history.